Hi everyone, welcome to Rachel Pichler Yoga. If we haven't met before, my name is Rachel and this is one of my dogs, Gus. We're going to be doing a nice full body flexibility practice today. I'm going to use my cushion for a few things, so feel free to grab a pillow of some kind if you've got one close by. But you're going to need just a little bit of space to move, and let's get started. So we are going to begin today in just a nice comfy seat, and I'm actually going to sit up on my pillow. And so whatever your comfy seat looks like for you, just start to place your hands either on your knees or in your lap and close your eyes. Take a nice big inhale as you lengthen through your spine. And as you exhale, just let your chin start to fall down towards your collarbone. Bringing some length into the back of your neck, softening through your jaw, maybe opening your mouth a little bit. And just beginning to connect to the breath. Maybe taking a deeper inhale, feel the air coming into your body, and then let it go. Allowing yourself to slow down your day. Letting your shoulders fall from your ears. And then with an inhale, just start to roll your head over towards your right shoulder. Nice and slow, and just keep going till you feel the length through the sides of your neck. And maybe sit a little taller. Letting your shoulders fall down towards your mat. And let's take one more inhale. And moving the chin slowly back down with the exhale. Inhale, you can start to roll your head over to the other side. Keep going till you feel the nice length through the sides of your neck. Relaxing through your jaw again. And staying for just one more inhale. And letting the exhale bring your chin back down towards your collarbone, and pause there for a breath. Maybe your chin can come a little closer than it did before. And whenever you're ready, with an inhale, slowly start to lift your chin back up, just to a neutral place. If you want to add in a shoulder roll, lift your shoulders to your ears and roll them back and drop them down. And then you can start to open up your eyes. We're going to turn over onto our hands and knees. And if you've got a pillow of some kind, just place it at the top of your mat. Find your tabletop and just take a moment here to maybe rock your hips side to side a few times. Find your breath again. And then we're going to be making our way into Pigeon with our right leg coming forwards. So placing your leg behind your pillow if you do have one, so that it's there for you just in case you're going to use it. So bringing your right leg forwards, you can have your heels close to your left hip as you would like. Push into your fingertips a little bit to lift up through the chest, and then just kind of find center. So maybe you have to tip side to side a little bit to get into those hips a little bit more and find your center. You're not falling over to one side. And then from here, if you've got a pillow of some kind, you're going to bring it right in front. We're going to start to tip forwards just onto our forearms. And once you come down onto your forearms, just notice if you're leaning over to one side a little bit more than the other. And maybe just a little rock, a little sway side to side sorts that out, brings you back through center a little bit, but just something to try. And then we're going to be adding a shoulder stretch into our Pigeon today, and it's just optional because you can stay here on your forearms or just melt your chest all the way down to your pillow or your mat. But if you want to get into your shoulders while we're in our Pigeon, Why not give it a try? So you can push into your right hand a little bit, maybe on the floor, just in front of your pillow. Slide your left arm under your chest, and ideally, it's going to rest on top of your pillow. Of course, you can always just rest your arm on your mat. It's going to be a nice deep stretch if you come all the way down. But if you can just start to relax completely, start to let your head get heavy, maybe even close your eyes, and once you start to feel the love through your shoulder, you might just completely relax into your hips. Maybe, maybe not. But just noticing here, if you are adding the shoulder stretch into this, your right shoulder might be a little bit higher than the left one. That's completely fine. But if you need more, you want to feel more love through that left arm and shoulder, just think about squaring the shoulders. Dropping the right shoulder a little bit, that's so that it's in line with the left. Nicely done, you guys. Let's stay here for a breath. And then use an inhale to slowly start to lift your chest back up. Take your arm out from under you if you were in that shoulder opener as well. And just plant your hands and then find your way back into tabletop, just onto your hands and onto your knees. You can keep your pillow at the top of your mat, but maybe rock your hips side to side a couple times. We're going to be sliding forwards onto our tummies and potentially onto our forearms. So just take a moment here. If your pillow is in the way, just leave it there for a second. We're going to find half a frog leg with our right leg. So slide your knee out to the side so that your knee is kind of in line with your hip, and then stay on your forearms. So now this one is going to be a little less if you just use your mat. You rest your forearms on your mat. You can spread your fingertips nice and wide. Let your hips get heavy. So our Sphinx pose is beating half frog. If you want to feel more love through your back, your left or your right hip, is feeling good, you can actually bring your forearms onto your pillow. So maybe resting your forearms on your pillow for a little more, but let those hips melt into your mat. If the right hip is just lifting, maybe just place your forearms on your mat. Letting your shoulders fall away from your ears. Again, maybe closing your eyes, taking just a few breaths. Nice work, you guys. So we're going to keep our right leg out to the side, and we're going to add our left shoulder back in if you want to. So using the pillow or just using your mat, just push into your right hand to lift your chest up, tuck your arm underneath, and then melt it down. And so now if you are using the pillow and you want more, you might slide it out and just rest your chest on your mat. Nice job, you guys. Use an inhale. Slowly start to lift your chest. Take your left arm out from under you. Slide your right leg back in as well. And then plant your hands underneath your shoulders. Push yourself back up into your tabletop. A little the rock of the hip side to side maybe. Shake it out just a little bit. We're going to be switching sides for our pigeon. So if the pillow is useful for you today, place it at the top of your mat. Start to bring the left leg forwards. Bring your heel as close to your right hip as you would like. Maybe start by lifting up through the chest a little bit more. A little rock side to side maybe. Finding your center. Adjusting your pillow if you need. Melting it down onto your forearms or all the way down onto your chest. Relax through your hips before we add our right arm and shoulder into this. So just start by finding your breath. Breathe softness into your hips or anywhere where you're feeling the love. And if you were going to add your right arm, you can lift up your chest a bit so that you can slide it underneath and then melt it down. And just noticing if you need to drop your left shoulder as well. You can decide if the left arm reaching out in front or even out to the side, or maybe your hand is at your side to help you get that left shoulder to be a little heavier. And let's take just another breath here. And then slowly inhale, lift all the way up. Plant your hands. Move back into your tabletop as gracefully as you can. Maybe rock your hips side to side a few times. Maybe take a little shoulder roll. We're going to be making our way onto our tummies next, onto our forearms. Again, if the pillow is useful for you, you can keep it or you can move it. Left leg coming out to the side for your half frog. See if you can get your knee in line with your hip as best you can. Coming onto your forearms from your pillow or from your mat. And then sinking into those hips. Even the belly button, if the belly button is lifted slightly, see if you can relax a little bit more. Let your belly button fall towards your mat. But all the while letting the shoulders kind of pull away from your ears. If you want to add your right arm, you can start to lift your chest, maybe moving the pillow or using the pillow. But lift your chest, slide your right arm under, melt it down. Awesome work, you guys. Using an inhale and starting to move whenever you're ready for it. You can slide your left leg in and bring your hands under your shoulders, pushing your way back up into your tabletop. Shake it out a little bit. Rock those shoulders side to side maybe. And then you can make your way into a comfy seat, or actually just a seated position. Cross your ankles, bringing your legs out in front. If you do have a pillow to use today, maybe have it close by. You could even slide it underneath your knees. But send your legs out long, whether you've got a pillow under your knees or not. Take an inhale to lengthen through your spine. Stay sitting tall or start to tip forwards. And you might like the support of the pillow under your legs, or maybe you want to take it out. You can even flex your feet if you want to deepen the stretch through your legs. Just let your upper body tip forwards as much as it wants to. And staying for just one more breath. Let's use an inhale to slowly lift the upper body back up. Nice long spine. And now I want you to flex your feet. Point your toes up towards the ceiling. Pillow or no pillow, lengthen your spine. Take an inhale. With the exhale, start to turn your chest towards the left side. Take a twist. Waking up the ankles, pointing the toes up towards the ceiling. And then using an inhale, slowly turning your chest back to face the front, and exhale, turn your chest to the other side. Find your twist. Nice long spine. Pointing those toes up. Awesome work, you guys. Use an inhale, slowly finding your way back through center. And you can find a cross-legged seated position. If you've got a pillow in the way, just move it off to the side. That is it. That is all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. And until next time, namaste.